Our senior design project was the electric moped, which we like to call the Red Bandit. Our sponsor is NDSU, and the group members consisted of Nick Johnson,
Carl Johnson,
and Seth Dostal.
Our mentor was Dr. Karami, and our instructor was Dr. Alvin. The electric moped project is an ongoing project which was handed off to our group. The previous frame design was an aluminum chassis with plastic 3D printed exterior. The battery was located directly underneath the seat, and the electrical system was inaccessible for maintenance. The chassis of the Red Bandit is made of steel tubing with sheet metal covers. The battery was moved to below the feet for improved center of gravity. A hinge door and removable seat were included to allow easy access to electrical components. Before manufacturing, FEA was performed for both vertical and frontal impact to identify stress concentration points. Once the critical failure areas were reinforced, the Red Bandit was ready for manufacturing.
All the individual parts for the moped chassis were made at Central Boiler. Sheet metal parts were cut out using a CNC laser and bent on the press brakes. Tubing was cut to length on a horizontal tube saw, then cut out on the ends for fitment by using a hole saw and jig. The grab bar tube was bent using a manual tube bender. Once all the individual parts were made, the chassis could be welded together. It was then powder coated black. With the complete chassis, it was time to begin assembling. The electrical circuit was initially pulled from the old moped chassis for troubleshooting. This allowed us to make changes on the circuit apart from the chassis until it functioned properly. Some additional welding was then needed to complete the full assembly. Welds were then coated with paint to match the original powder coat. After the moped was fully assembled, the electrical circuit could then be routed into the chassis.
Because of the electrical drivetrain in the Red Bandit, it is able to provide for instantaneous torque as well as a more steady and consistent torque curve compared to a traditional gasoline moped. It is also able to reach a speed of 45 miles an hour because of its 72-volt battery and 3-kilowatt motor. Operation of the Red Bandit is as simple as the flick of a switch, the turn of a key, and then you're off to the races. The electrical components were made easy to access via a hinged front plate, a removable seat, and a hinged battery cover on the bottom of the moped. Because of the electrical drivetrain in the Red Bandit, it is able to provide a much faster acceleration than traditional mopeds. It is also considerably quieter. We would also like to quick thank Central Boiler, as well as the faculty at NDSU for helping make this project possible.